Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, how the minimum wage increase will affect the city.
Then why Torrance was awarded $50,000.
And a special torch makes a stop in the city of Torrance.
Plus a local group that celebrates in 50s fashion.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. Flags flew at half-staff throughout the country and here in Torrance to honor the lives of fallen servicemen. President Barack Obama recently announced a proclamation honoring the victims of the tragedy in Chattanooga, Tennessee. All United States flags were flown at half-staff at the White House, as well as public buildings, military posts, naval stations, and vessels. It's an action taken to commemorate the death of principal figures of the United States government. And here in Torrance, flags were flown at half-staff, not only to mourn the national tragedy, but also to honor fallen Hayward Police Sergeant Scott Lunger, who was shot and killed July 22nd. The 15-year veteran of the Hayward Police Department was shot during a traffic stop as he approached a vehicle. Members of the Torrance Police Department will wear black mourning bands until Sergeant Lunger's memorial service.
Record-breaking rainfall hit Southern California, and experts say it's a taste of the El Nino winter to come. Other signs include snow in parts of southern Sierra Nevada earlier this month, as well as the unusual rain we saw in May, which helped stall water reductions from reservoirs. El Nino occurs when the water along the equator west of Peru warms up and triggers changes in weather patterns across the world. Experts say California should plan for the worst, as floods are highly likely. Flood control officials are preparing tens of thousands of catch basins to hold mud and other runoff debris from hillsides. The last time the state saw a strong El Nino was in the winter of 97 to 98, which left 17 dead and caused more than $500 million in damage. And current models forecast that ocean temperatures are actually hotter than they were in the 97 to 98 El Nino. Considerable damage occurred recently from flash flooding, which collapsed a bridge on Interstate 10 eastbound connecting to Palm Springs area to Arizona. While an El Nino winter may bring much needed water, experts say even huge rainfall may not make significant improvements or bring us out of the drought.
Unincorporated areas of Los Angeles County will soon see the minimum wage increase to $15 over the next few years. In a 3-2 vote, Los Angeles County supervisors voted to boost the minimum wage in unincorporated areas. The proposal comes just weeks after a similar law passed in the city of Los Angeles, making it the largest city with a guaranteed $15 minimum wage. It was an important vote, as it may influence whether the 87 smaller independent cities follow suit and move to a higher wage or hold out. The bill, which was originally supposed to be voted on last month, was postponed to address concerns of small businesses. While not directly affected, the bill will have effects on the city of Torrance and other nearby incorporated cities, while many businesses may look to relocate to where wages are cheaper. A recent study by the Los Angeles Economic Development Corporation surveyed 1,000 of the county's businesses and found 66% plan to match the wage increase to prevent labor from moving to higher wage-paying areas. Small business owners will face the biggest impact, as many will resort to raising prices in order to stay competitive. If you're a business owner in Torrance that would like to voice your opinion, email Brandon Matson at torrancechamber.com.
A popular bank is facing steep fees for illegal practices. Citibank agreed to refund $700 million to about 8.8 million credit card customers for a variety of illegal activity, including deceptive marketing. The company also faces a $70 million fine by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The Consumer Bureau has been cracking down on deceptive marketing practices for add-on products, including identity theft monitoring and protection programs for job loss or injury. According to the report, Citibank's violations took place from at least 2003 until 2012 and include charges consumers for services they did not receive. Those affected will automatically receive a statement credit or a check.
Torrance may be home to some new businesses. At the latest council meeting, the city unanimously overturned a citywide ban on body art establishments that has been in effect since 1959. The debate on whether or not these shops should be allowed in the city began more than a decade ago. The city faced a lawsuit from a Santa Monica attorney filing on behalf of a client who wanted to open a shop on Hawthorne Boulevard. The attorney claimed that tattooing is a form of free speech protected by the First Amendment. While the lawsuit was settled, the city never overturned its ban on body art shops. Body art businesses in the city must be located at least 300 feet from schools, homes, or churches.
3 proposed ballot initiatives in the city are looking for support and signatures. One measure looks to combine Torrance city and school board elections so that they are both held in the month of June. The second initiative, called the Term Limit Charter Amendment, would set a limit for school trustees similar to what's in place for city council. If this measure passes, school board members would have a 2-term limit totaling to 8 years of service. Currently, there are some school board members who have served since 2005. And the labor contract measure, also known as civic openness in negotiations, also known as COIN, would create transparency when dealing with labor negotiations. If the city or school district was negotiating wages with a city employee, they would have to hire an independent negotiator. It's a popular rule in government agencies as it protects against conflict of interest. COIN would need 10% of the city's registered voters to make it to the ballot, and the other 2 initiatives would need 15%. The website is still under works, but all the information about the proposed initiatives will be made available on reformtorrance.org.
Nurses on strike back in early May have finally reached an agreement. The Union of Registered Nurses and 2 hospitals operated by Providence Health and Service came to a tentative contract settlement. The solution is to reduce staff turnover by increasing pay and improving patient care. It's the first strike for nurses at the Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Centers in Torrance and San Pedro, who unionized in September of 2013. All nurses at the Torrance location will see a pay increase of at least 12% over the next 4 years, with added benefits depending on years of service, as well as a signing bonus. At the San Pedro location, nurses will receive up to 9.5% pay increase over their 2.5-year contract. And to help improve patient care, there will be a limit on mandatory overtime, as well as limits on nurses working outside of their areas to reduce the chance of hospital errors. The hospital was also the recipient of a $125,000 grant by Covered California to support its Navigator program, an effort to reach out to underserved populations and enroll them in health care programs.
The city was awarded $50,000 by the National Institute of Justice for winning second place in a challenge. The Universal Health Services mapping application allows businesses, schools, and other building owners to share information like location, maps, floor plans, and dangerous chemicals listed with first responders. This helps first responders to quickly react and safely in high-risk incidents. All winners were rewarded for demonstrating the potential to improve services in areas such as school safety, crime mapping, and video technology. The city was one of 3 entries selected out of 15 proposals submitted. The challenge was part of a larger effort to encourage software developers and public safety professionals to take advantage of public domain data to improve criminal justice and public safety.
A Swedish company famous for their affordable furniture is recalling millions of its popular items. IKEA is recalling about 27 million chests and dressers for potential danger. In 2014, there were reports of 2 children dying after IKEA's chest fell on them. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the dressers are a danger to small children if not properly anchored to walls. While the announcement is a recall, consumers won't need to return the furniture. Instead, they can order or pick up a new free wall anchoring kit for affected products. According to the commission, furniture tip-overs have been a top concern for several years. In the U.S., a child dies every 2 weeks, while one is injured every 24 minutes from furniture and TV tip-overs. To receive a free wall anchoring kit, visit an IKEA store or call 888-966-4532.
The famous author of The Cat in the Hat and Green Eggs and Ham now has one more published book to add to his collection. The blueprint for a long-lost Dr. Seuss book was found in a pile of his old notes and sketches. It was a complete project labeled The Pet Shop, paired with 16 black and white illustrations. When the manuscript was discovered, Kathy Goldsmith, Dr. Seuss's last art director and current publishing director of Random House, put the finishing touches on the book. The book tells the story of 2 siblings from his previous children's book who visit a store to choose a pet. 1 million copies of the book, titled What Pet Should I Get?, will be published on July 28th. Well, still ahead, a special torch makes its way through the city.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it. While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that. Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Participants carried the Special Olympics torch to Torrance before making its way to the LA Coliseum. Lisa Lee has more on the story.
The torch made its way from Athens to the state's capital and finally to Southern California, where the Games will be held this year. The law enforcement torch run is a special part of the Games, bringing together officers with athletes, and it's a moment that LaTondra Newton won't forget.
When I saw those athletes approaching, it gave me goosebumps, actually. Just the idea that this line of athletes represents something so big and so global to me is so special.
The Special Olympics torch stopped by the Toyota corporate headquarters in Torrance, a major sponsor of the Games. It's a cause that the company has been devoted to for the past 30 years.
We've always known that we had the same values. You know, Toyota is all about respect for people and continuous improvement and really helping people to be able to bring their best. And so what a better match. I can't think of a better match.
Also in attendance to show their support were Torrance law enforcement officers and city council members.
And I'm really honored to be here. It's a really, really special event. People competing from all over the world. And as Toyota mentioned today, that this is the largest sporting event in Los Angeles since the 1984 Olympics. So it's a really, really proud moment for LA, and I'm really glad to have been a little part of it.
It's an event that demonstrates the power of community and the importance of volunteers.
And we couldn't do it without so much support and sponsorship from various organizations, cities, and companies throughout our community.
It's just important, first of all, for everyone in the community to be able to show your support for these athletes. These athletes have worked hard, they've trained hard, some of them for many years. And just for them to be able to get to these World Games and compete on this global stage, it's so special and important to them. So I really hope that you will be able to come out and enjoy the Games itself.
Thanks, Lisa. This year, more than 7,000 athletes from all over the world will compete in 25 sports. The Games run through August 2nd with the closing ceremony at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
Now you can indulge in all your favorite Italian foods at the grand reopening of a local restaurant. Giuliano's in Torrance is bringing a fresh and new flavor to the store, and it's now open for business. What started off as a sandwich shop now offers everything from pasta to salads and freshly baked bread. After more than 40 years, the revamp of the Italian deli and bakery was welcomed by city council members and the community who celebrated the reopening, which included a renovated dining room. Customers waited in line to sample new items on the menu and even took home some of their favorite ingredients. What started as plans to remodel the location began 3 months ago and is now open to serve old and new customers.
Really a great fun day today because Giuliano's is a regular institution in our city. It's one of those places where you go for your traditional Italian food or a quick sandwich, and we really appreciate them fixing up the place, and we know they're going to be staying with us for many, many more years.
Giuliano's is located at the corner of Hawthorne and Torrance Boulevard. For more information, call them at 310-540-2500.
5 new recruits are joining the Torrance Fire Department. Reporter Tao Ta takes us to their recent graduation.
This is not like any fiery crash. The training drill demonstration was part of the Torrance Fire Academy's graduation ceremony to welcome its 5 new recruits.
The duties upon which I'm about to enter. Congratulations.
Family members got the chance to see how battling tough flames is just one of the many things firefighters do day to day.
We'd be working out doing certain different stations where it was ladders, going up and running up to the top of the tower with hose on our shoulders. So, we were carrying, 200 plus pounds on our body with all of our gear, and then pulling hose up the tower.
Not only were these firefighters tested physically, but mentally.
There's block exams they take, there's daily quizzes they take, they're constantly training, constantly studying. So it's a pretty rigorous process.
Firefighter Alex McAtee says even though he was prepared, it was tough.
I prepared pretty good, I think, physically for this training, but once we got here, I realized that there's really nothing that you can do to prepare yourself for the training than actually doing it.
While it started off with 9 recruits, only 5 survived, and they couldn't be any happier to have made it this far.
It's surreal right now. It seems like a dream because, 10 weeks ago we came up here just waiting for this day, and can't believe it. Our whole family's here, and it feels great. It really does.
It's a day that these 5 firefighters will remember, and a huge task they are taking on now as members of the Torrance Fire Department. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Tao Ta.
Thanks, Tao. The 5 firefighters have already begun serving our city. To learn more about how you can apply to be a Torrance firefighter, visit torranceca.gov.
Every year, the Torrance Historical Society and Museum hosts an annual event that celebrates in 50s fashion. Jessie Pierre takes us through the decades.
An event that was created 11 years ago is still going strong today. Janet Paynes, who is on the board of directors, plays a major part in putting this large event together.
We're here to celebrate Torrance receiving the All-America City Award in 1956. So it's everything All-America 1950s.
Torrance received the All-America City Award in 1956. It's an award given to 10 cities in the country for being industrial, commercial, and residential, an all-around balanced city. And to celebrate, they're hosting this wonderful block party. Debbie Hayes, who's also a board member, is very excited about the turnout this year.
Oh, this event, we initially started just to get people into the museum, and it grew from the first time we had it until now. We always get over 1,000 people, and it's a fabulous, fun-free family event.
Residents came out decked in their best 50s outfits to enjoy the many games and contests. The In-N-Out truck was also on site serving up some delicious burgers. But the biggest attraction was the vintage cars, which even had the mayor excited.
I just love looking at the older cars. It really reminds me of the ones I wish I still had.
We're here with Alan Broer. This is his 3rd time attending this annual event, and he brought his gray Galaxy here. Tell me a little bit about your car.
Well, the car is a 1962 Ford Galaxy 500 2-door, and it has a V8 engine, T85 3-speed overdrive transmission, 411 positive traction, tri-power, high-performance cam, all the good stuff for the hypo from 1962.
Thanks to local car owners, Cruising 50's Car Club, Touring A's, and more, there were many cars to view along Post Avenue. This was the place to be for car fanatics. But with all the fun, it's important to recognize and continue to support the Torrance Historical Society and Museum.
Well, I want them to leave feeling good about what a great community Torrance is. That's number one. The other one is to kind of trick them to learn a little bit of history.
The Torrance Historical Society and Museum was founded in 1973 and plays a big part in preserving Torrance's history. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jessie Pierre.
Thanks, Jessie. For more information, visit torrancehistoricalsociety.org.
One gas station in Torrance is giving much more than its services. Reporter Tao Ta visits the station that makes this possible.
Hundreds of customers from Torrance to Palos Verdes are coming to Hillside Chevron, and owner Dave Carney says he still has a long way to go to lend customers a helping hand so they can get back on the road.
When we started Senior Tuesday, it was really about giving back.
Owner Dave Carney is talking about the free gas and other services he offers not only to seniors, but everyone else who comes to this Chevron gas station.
It was a suggestion, a recommendation of a customer of ours. This woman had gone to La Jolla to visit her parents, and on a Tuesday they went to get gas, and they had a Senior Tuesday.
From that day on, Carney adopted the idea of a Senior Tuesday, a program that's now expanded to customers of all ages. He has been offering the service since, all with the help of his loyal team.
Would you like some help?
Every Tuesday, gas attendants help pump gas, wash the windows, and check the fluids under the hood.
You feel like you're at home. I think the customer, that's what they want. They want to feel at home when they come here as well. They don't want to feel like a stranger.
For one customer, Senior Tuesdays has been a big help for the past 8 years.
I used to be able to pump my own, but I'm not so quick as I used to be.
But not all customers come to this gas station for the free service. First-timer Armin Motai was surprised to hear of anything like this.
It's really nice to see someone helping you, and especially like in this location, we have more seniors. So, well, that's the main reason I'm surprised, because I never seen it before.
It's expensive, but Carney made a commitment. This wife and husband family-run business has been providing Senior Tuesdays for 28 years.
It's to show gratitude, and I think that when you give gratitude, people sense that, and they will then turn around and pay it forward on their own in whatever way they might.
Reporting for Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Tao Ta.
Thanks, Tao. Senior Tuesdays at Hillside Chevron is available from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's located at 24505 Hawthorne Boulevard.
A local center dedicated to helping seniors is celebrating its success. Jesse Pierre has more on this story.
It's a nonprofit that caters to seniors, operated completely by these hardworking volunteers. And to celebrate, a special luncheon was held in their honor. The founder of South Bay Village, Ghislaine Davis, better known as Jess, makes sure the organization runs smoothly.
So South Bay Village, taking them out to places, helps them communicate more with other seniors and to meet other people. That helps them become healthier and happier.
You know, on behalf of my colleagues that are here on the City Council, Heidi and Mike, and everybody else on the council, we are so impressed of what occurred in 10 months. You know, this was an idea, then it became a passion.
Jess wants to make sure seniors can live in their own home for as long as possible. And if providing seniors with a few services will help, then that is what she will do. Members like Doris Winters are really happy to have this organization in their hometown. She hopes to take the weight off her daughter, who worries about her a lot.
The communication. My daughter lives up in Los Angeles, and I live alone, and I've been very ill, and I'm better now, but I don't know how long that's going to last.
From taking members like Ruth Palace to the doctor or grocery shopping to help them sort through their mail, to performing home tasks, South Bay Village creates a community for the seniors and makes sure they are never lonely. Volunteers like Jay Kelly are the key to making this work.
I'm going to be one of the handyman and providing ride services as needed.
To be a volunteer, you must be 18 years old, but then you can choose your own hours.
I think it's actually a really cool system because it can go both ways. Like the young people can help the seniors with like physical needs, but then the senior people can also share advice that they've gathered over the years with young people. I think it's really cool because you can start making connections with older people like that, and there's lots to learn from them.
Jess hopes to grow old gracefully and wants to help every senior do the same. And with the help of South Bay Village, she'll be able to do just that.
Because there's something terrific about giving to someone else and helping someone else. Life is just too short. It really is too short. We really need to pay back, and that's what I'm trying to do with South Bay Village.
South Bay Village is now open. It is part of a national movement to keep seniors in their home and to keep them independent, with the help of so many volunteers. From Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jessie Pierre.
Thanks, Jesse. If you would like to volunteer or donate to the South Bay Village, visit sbville.org. And when we come back, some upcoming events you won't want to miss.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they'd die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults, and one person dies from melanoma every hour. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part. New research tells us that just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello.
Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Welcome back, everybody. The city is looking for volunteers to help with several programs. The Torrance Public Library's Words on Wheels program delivers library materials to Torrance residents who are unable to visit libraries. Volunteers are needed to help make deliveries and are needed for at least 6 months. And the Madrona Marsh is looking for volunteers to staff the gift shop once or twice a month for 4 hours on Tuesdays and Saturdays. For more information or a full list of all available volunteer positions, visit torranceca.gov and select the Volunteer Program tab. And another quick update on our student delegates in Kashiwa, Japan. After landing at Narita Airport and meeting their host families, the students have been busy enjoying an action-packed schedule. The delegates visited local elementary schools to meet with students, followed by a special lunch with host families at a soba restaurant. The schedule also included taking calligraphy and judo classes, as well as a trip to Tokyo to learn more about the history. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. If you missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.